Eek, I did not take down OJ's t-shirt picture. Welcome back, everyone, to CLL next topic. It's totally off topic, nothing to do with true crime. Just sit back, be silly, and unwind. And sometimes it is necessary on a Monday. Woo! Some people take life way too seriously. Has anyone in here ever found it necessary to go report to another channel that someone is saying something about them? Yes, it happens. I get it. But is it necessary after that to do full-on lives back to back to back to back after it, as opposed to just reaching out to the person when you know how to? This is 2024. It is not hard to get a hold of someone. It's really not. I would rather talk about Andrew Hiltz buying the inflatable kayak that he says he's going to take down the St. Lawrence River into Lake Michigan and go down the Mississippi River. I've got all day for that. I'll chip in for the GoPro to see how far he makes it. Shep said, that song makes me want a red leather jacket, Zima, and a couple of key bumps. I don't know what a key bump is. Hey, Lana, what's up? Butterfly kisses. I'm telling you. Now, as you can see, you are in good hands because, as you know, Pat K is your main moderator, and now she has an assistant. Joy is her assistant, and yes, she has gone through boot camp. Let's take a little bit of a look at what Joy had to go through to get through Pat's boot camp.
Lieutenant, I can only disqualify the cadet who started the disturbance.
That's not enough. Look at him. These animals are so pathetic, their own commander didn't bother to show up.
Ain't no need for name calling.
Major Payne, what are you doing here? I was told you were on an important assignment.
Now, what could be more important than my boys winning this here competition? I suggest we get this party started. Is that okay with you, Colonel?
Cadets, I'm pleased to announce the two top-rated squads who will compete for first and second place in the parade drill competition. Wellington Academy and Madison Academy.
And it should be no coincidence that right after that clip showing how Pat K puts people through moderator camp, it showed the right stuff. It's an astronaut movie, and that's what happens. It's a rigorous exercise that you have to go through. Ask Joy, what was it like the last few days, what Pat put you through for you to be a moderator? I can't explain it. That's just her program. Let's bring up our friend Butt Breath. She is here. She has been called a lot of names over the years. But Butt Breath seems to stick. I call her Cat. There is a channel that calls her Yanny, but I know her as my friend Cat. But she has created a hashtag BBU Butt Breath United. Let's welcome Butt Breath. I'm so glad you're here, Butt Breath. How have you been feeling after what has been going on for the last couple of weeks. No fault of my own, but go ahead.
Well, I just want to say well done to Joy, and what happens in Mod Boot Camp stays in Mod Boot Camp, okay? Yeah, hi everyone. Boom, in your face, butt breath.
Mhm.
Yeah, I took it on board. I own my shit, breath.
United we stand, all butt breath supporters. Mama Bear said, "Oh my God, butt breath."
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Jeff said, this channel should be named The Adventures of Brooksy and Butt Breath. What are you going to do? So, butt breath, what have you done the last week?
You know what butt breaths do? Breathe out and it blows back in my face and knocks me out.
And remember, when we're live on this channel, we have to speak in third person.
Oh,
Brooks has been busy, still unpacking, trying to find a lawnmower that's reasonable. True Crime Beat, what have you been doing? Jazzy, Pat, remember, you have to speak in third person. If not, it won't come through YouTube. It seems to be the only way to get your point across. Go ahead, butt breath.
I was going to say, butt breath wants to know why Greg isn't reasonable enough to be a lawnmower.
I'm about to get me 2 goats. Oh, I already messed up. Not me. Brooks is about to get 2 goats.
Brooks, go.
Chrissy said, "Oh my God, Chrissy just noticed Kat's new profile pic. Hopefully
like
germinating my garden seeds." Avi almost completed all her projects. Yes. Yes, Joy, that is the rule. She said, "For real? Yes. Speak in third person. You will not be heard." That is the truth. So yeah, a lot of stuff has gone down and some people did not get the memo, and I don't know what is going on. I can't call them out by first name because I don't speak in first person on this channel. By the way, butt breath, that is a very sexy carrot.
Kat was hoping that everybody would notice the very nice looking carrots. Cat may be called butt breath for a reason. Who knows?
Who would know? That someone came to Brooks's channel, and there's issues every now and then. Some people call it drama. Oh, I can't deal with the drama. But they decided to reach out about things that were not, this is how Brooke spends her life. Does it affect my daily life? That's my checklist. If it does, will it affect my life in a week? Will it affect my life in 6 months? If not, I really stay out of it. Some people, I call them no-lifers. They seriously have no life. You see, Brooks does. Do you have a life, butt breath?
Butt breath would like to say that butt breath spends way too much time doing work and other very important things in life to worry about said drama enthusiasts. But however, butt breath is happy to continue with the conversation purely because butt breath is in need of some entertainment on this evening.
Well, and this show is nothing but entertainment, chilling with friends, and seeing what's going on. That's pretty much it. Let's go to this post real quick. This is a great one. Okay. This is from Crime Crazy and Critters on the Farm. It says, Brooke. I don't know who Brooke is.
Brooke.
Does anyone know a Brooke around here?
Butt breath don't know no Brooke.
Does anyone know a Brooke? Okay. It says, Brooke, how old are you? Really? You're acting like a child. Putting this behind a paywall. At Crime Lines and Lies, grow up, you're a bully. Has anyone heard of Crime Lines and Lies? I haven't heard of that channel. How crazy. With a name like that, that's damn sure a loser. Okay, Crime Lines and Lies, that scandalous bitch, said, Can't, are you taking Daisy to lunch? And there is a meme of a cow in the back of a small car. Well, in the comments, I don't get the paywall either. If you're a member, you're a member. We speak Crime Lines and Lies. I can't say that for this channel. You can post on a members tab, but people have been emailing this Brooke person and they're saying you're body shaming Daisy. Well, I've done my research, which took me all of 2 seconds. I know Lisa K. Ruitz, but I can say this. Brooks can say this. She uses a cow as an avatar. Have you seen that, Butt Breath? Please speak.
Butt Breath can confirm that the channel in question uses a picture of a cow as an avatar, and yet seems remarkably offended by the fact that a meme was posted of a cow in a car.
She uses a cow as her avatar. Lighten up, Peaches. It's a joke. You have a suspect as a friend. So, are you taking your friend to lunch? That's it. Now, I do appreciate, Brooks appreciates that 19 people weighed in saying, shaking my head. Wow, body shaming at its best. Mrs. herself Lady Cow because she owns cows and a farm. 2 acres and a double wide does not qualify as a farm in Brooks's book, but call it what you want. Not because of her weight. Brooke, again, who's Brooke? I want to meet Brooke. Regardless of how you feel about Can, all in capitals, she's still a mother to a missing child. Just stop. Miss Daisy, with some people, age is definitely just a number. How pitiful. Stir. She has nothing to talk about, nothing useful. Oh, okay. My question is that a real cow in the vehicle or is it photoshopped? No, can't really stuck a cat in the back of a car.
Butt Breath is finding it hilarious how this fake outrage is spreading like wildfire.
Loving it. Oh, of course, there's Bob going, shaking my head. Well, we damn sure don't want to offend Bob. God forbid.
Cow lady looks like she ate Bob.
What the hell's going on? I understand. Pam a lot says, can't understand these creators. Want to be classy content creators of true crime and put this kind of stuff out. They all laugh. Then the karma shows up. Teehee, not gonna lie, I laugh sometimes when I see it. Well, even a cow lady or Daisy, whatever her real name is, hearted that. Willow Tree said, ugh. Uh-oh. The question has been solved. Hold on. We have breaking news. Don't move. Don't move. Please do not, because this is important. You're going to recognize this because I'm not talented enough to cross between channels. Right here it says from this Angela Massau. My question is that a real cow in the vehicle or is it photoshopped? Crazy Crime Critters on the Farm said it's probably a real cow.
Butt breath is definitely not laughing at the ill cow. Butt breath is definitely laughing at the ill cow that posted the response.
It's probably a real cow. It's a friggin' meme. I found it fun. Brooks found it funny. And since Daisy takes up for can't so much, I said, "You taking her to lunch?" That's her avatar. That simple. But we heard it right here. Look right there. It's probably a real cow. Well, since Daisy is such a cow specialist that has never had one animal neglected or harmed on her farm, then why doesn't she do something about a calf actually I would have corrected someone on that. I would have said, it's a calf. I want to know who got the calf into the back of that tiny little car and drove it around. But I digress.
Butt breath is worried about the suspension in said vehicle. Surely the back end of that car will be touching the ground.
I mean, what to do? What?
Also, Butt breath would like to say that if somebody identifies as a cow by using it as a profile picture, then presumably we all should identify them as a cow. For example, Butt breath has a picture of a sexy carrot on the screen right now. Therefore, Butt breath would like to be appreciated as a sexy carrot in real life.
You're Brooks's sexy carrot, Butt breath. If I could stuff you in my orifice right now, I would. I would send you straight to Suds. I mean, what to even do with that? So we had roughly, I can't remember off the top of my head, how many comments just making light of a matter. It's a joke. And over, but someone decided to screenshot it, send it over to Daisy, and they were the hero of the day. Well, you know what? I laughed. Well, Brooks laughed her ass off. It's like an old prayer garden. Somebody reported to her and said, "Oh, they had a live and they switched it to private so they could talk about you." That's not what happened. We've gone over it a million times. Let's go to the queen of research, shall we?
The 70s quilt whistleblower community.
Yep, there she is. Okay. She says that she's here for Elijah Vu, Sebastian Rogers, Daniel Robinson, Summer Wells, Rosemary Bly, and Lori Page. Fine by me. She said, "I know it's petty, but I'm getting a little of enjoyment of watching PG go after Brooks for being a two-faced backstabber in a private live and enjoying the fact that I'm not on her menu tonight yet." Well, what menu is she talking about? Because I did not realize that Lisa K. Ruitz was that important. Can someone please clue me in?
Butt breath would like to just, make a point here to say that Butt breath would not eat Lisa K. Ruitz if Lisa K. Ruitz was top of the menu. Butt breath doesn't like the taste of Lisa K. Ruitz.
Would Butt breath send her carrots?
Butt breath would send her carrots with a little memo to say perhaps she'd enjoy it if she sat down. It might take her a little while to get the smile off her face. Butt breath is, of course, joking.
Yeah. It's called humor. Do people have a sense of humor anymore? Besides that bitch Brooks and Butt breath, and of course, all of you.
Yeah. Butt breath thinks that this might be another case of fake outrage. Fake outrage. Oh, look over there. They're picking on someone else and it's not me. For once, I'm not the victim.
Picking and picking and picking. Someone named Anna put up some smiley faces. Then this BIARRITZ84, which
Uh-huh.
has the same picture as Bob, said it's true. Brooks talks about people behind their backs behind a paywall or some private group because she has done it to me. I've caught Brooks telling things that wasn't true and making things up, all well just to cause drama. I'm sure Bob is listening. If Bob wants to come talk to Brooks and tell Brooks, I'm sure I can get her available. He can come tell Brooks exactly what she has said to cause drama. But dun 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 dun. Lisa K. Ruitt said she definitely does.
Yes.
Innocent Proving Guilty said check out Ziggy's title for her scheduled live about Fred Hill. Fred Hill visited Ben Hill. When? He lives there. Solved. I don't care for either of them, so I hope they duke it out.
Oh, Butt Breath is running out of face palms for these people.
I cannot stand them. Michael W.H. said, so they aren't friends anymore? Here we go, Lisa K. Ruitt. I think they both got what they wanted out of it. Explain that, Lisa. What are you talking about?
Oh,
You want to make
but they don't do drama. They're just here for those named victims that she put up with the hashtags. They're not doing drama, not at all. No way.
Mm-mm.
Would they ever do drama? No.
Criminology said I was too until it just went private. Well, that's not on Brooks's channel.
No.
Then Lisa K. Ruitt, who was only here for the victim, said, I knew it would. She was filthier than she's ever been. It was disgusting. Nothing but explicit sex talk. Well, maybe you ought to write some of those words down and you and Bob can talk.
Now there's a private conversation I never want to hear.
Lisa even made an entire community post one time and said, Bob and I are done with this. Get married. Go to Vegas.
Oh, if ever two people like deserved each other and could be such a great couple together, it would be those two.
If you're only here for what you hashtagged, then why are you even talking about these things?
Uh-huh.
Lisa K said she just started a new one. She got reported too many times on the other one. Summer would be so honored to have her channel be used for X-rated sex tutorial. I guess she's talking. I don't know who the hell she's talking about.
She's talking about PG.
Oh, okay. Well, if she got reported too many times, it doesn't really work that way. So the Queen of Research needs to understand what's really going on. You see, your back has got to be broke by now for how many times you have patted yourself on the back.
Oh, you're on fire, Brooks.
No,
Brooks is on fire.
It is the truth. I mean, come on.
Yeah, there's self-love and then there's a little bit too much self-love, right?
I'm still waiting for her to send me all of her business cards from the FBI.
Uh-huh.
That she said that the FBI speaks to her privately, distinctly about Summer's case.
Yeah. Yeah.
She was in my Discord telling a woman named Kat, a woman named Tilly, and others that the FBI was coming to see them because they screen recorded a live behind a paywall of Critical Case. Let's talk about this, Butt Breath. You may not know about that.
Yeah, Butt Breath remembers well. There was a live stream put behind a paywall on Patreon. it got screen recorded, and Lisa was obviously like, oh, that's definitely what happened. Like, the FBI are definitely going to want to talk to you about that. You know, this was a private live. This was behind a paywall, and you're watching it. And it's like, yeah, so are you, because we sent it to you. They're coming to knock on my door. Do you know what? Butt Breath baked a cake and everything, and it wasn't even a carrot cake. Butt Breath baked a cake and was waiting with some fine negligee for her FBI agent, who never appeared. Damn.
You must have
Damn,
been.
Lisa had me all excited.
You must have been, because like Tilly was shitting her pants. Tilly's like, why would the FBI come to see me when I just screen recorded it? She sent me all the screenshots between Lisa K. Ruitz, who was in Discord at the time, to her. And I'm like, I don't think the FBI is going to come see you in the United Kingdom because you screen recorded or even sent it to anyone else. The Dollar Live, the Dollar movie that Critical K had. Go ahead, Butt Breath.
Butt Breath was seriously like really hot under the collar, like, oh, an FBI agent is coming here. Oh, let me get ready. Get ready. I was waiting for it. And then you just dashed Butt Breath's hopes and dreams by telling her that would never happen. Butt Breath was devastated. Butt Breath was like, we'll throw that cake in the bin then. We'll chuck that in the trash. No FBI agent. Lisa K. Ruitz lied to me.
Brooks had a long conversation with both Butt Breath and Tilly and said, nope, the FBI, regardless of what Lisa K. said to you, that's not going to happen. You know, what you do with your dollar is your dollar. If you have a right to watch it, you have a right to talk about it. And if you want to screen record someone on your personal device, we're not talking about taking in a camcorder from 1995 into the movie theater, okay? We're not talking about your iPhone at the movie theater and distributing Flowers of the Floral Moon. We're not
guys
talking
should just be so happy that you actually have FBI agents that are willing to be in your country. We don't have them here. I'm so upset. So upset. It's one promise that was broken to me that I'll never, ever forgive.
All right, I'm going to use this from Slop's channel. And this is a question Brooks has and most other people. Now, I have been down this road with Lisa K for many years. And we'll get back to the snitches. Don't worry. It is hilarious. Please do not think Brooks or anyone else on here is losing sleep over this. When Brooks had the group for Sophie Long, one of the first people that Brooks and Susan met was Lisa. And she knew everything about the family of Michael Long. She knew all of them. She was talking directly to his mother, Jeannie. When Brooks had a group for Cash Gernon, she was talking directly at some point to Cash Gernon's grandmother. A girl I know named Kat, we were talking to the grandmother. And I don't know if you know Kat Butt Breath, but she accused her of stalking her.
Yeah, I remember that. Butt Breath remembers that conversation. It was something like, hey, you know that girl Lisa off the internet? She goes, Lisa off the internet? What, that crazy lady? She crazy.
That crazy Facebook lady. Yeah, that's what she said. She even said, I don't know what she wants from me.
Yep. She went to high school with pretty much everyone involved in every case in the whole of America. But for real.
And when I announced in the Cash Gernon group, Brooks, I got to get back to this. When Brooks announced in the Cash Gernon group that Summer Wells was missing, I said, if you want to join me tonight, this is June 16th, 2021, you're welcome to. Guess who didn't know she was missing? Well, the family friend, Lisa K. Ruitz.
True story.
And I can unarchive the group and you can see exactly what I'm talking about. And weeks later, she's an expert and a family friend in the Rose Bly case.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't gonna lie to y'all. This subject right here keeps me awake at night. Makes me wonder, how does this lady know all this information? How's it humanly possible? She wasn't born and raised in Wisconsin. She was born and raised in Michigan, in the Grand Rapids area. Now, how does she know? How does she claim to know Rose Bly when Rose Bly was growing up? How does she know that? She knows too much.
She also said that she was friends with Candace's sister, Jeannie, and was part of the adoption.
Mm-hmm.
Candace had her baby in Arkansas, if that ever even happened, because we don't know.
Mm-hmm. Yep. She helped to cover it up in her own words.
These aren't Brooks's words, these are hers. According to Lisa, she always has receipts. So dissect this and put your receipts up. Your word is no good with Brooks.
Much in this case, and it keeps me awake at night trying to figure out, how does this lady know all this? Because everything, I would say, in my experience with her in a year and a half, everything this lady says is true. She's correct. How is this humanly possible? I got to figure it out. Y'all, it's driving me nuts. Who is Lisa K. Roots? She got a YouTube channel with no videos and 136 subscribers. At first, when Summer came up missing, she did a live stream with Zav Girl 11 months ago.
Huh. Okay, so it looks like Lisa is backstage.
Now, just to remind you, this video is from way before, because many people were confused as to how a woman from Michigan knew so much about the family.
Uh-huh.
If you were around at that time, you would know that Brooks was defending her left and right, saying she's really nice. She does a lot of research. I don't know how she personally knows them. And then more things came out, that she is the legal liaison for Christopher Larson.
Heard her say that many times.
And she's now a paralegal. That, I mean, I know where she retired from, unless she was lying to me when she told me that.
Mm-hmm.
But I got all day.
Awesome. Hello? Hi, can you hear me? Yeah. Wow, you sound good. Okay. So explain who you are again, because there are some new people probably coming that are here that didn't see our previous chats.
I'm just a friend of some of the family. Rose's husband, her sister, and a couple friends that grew up with the girls.
So
Grew up with the girls.
Did you know Candace really well?
No.
Grew up with the girls. There's her first lie. She grew up with the girls.
Butt breath. Now, how can Lisa grow up with the girls and not know Candace?
Mm-hmm.
How could you miss Candace Wells?
How do you grow up with girls that live in a completely different state to you, and grow up in a completely different state to you, and go to high school in a completely different state to you, but you know, you went to high school with them, right?
How does that work? And why would you want to be friends with them, butt breath?
Butt Breath wouldn't want to be friends with any of these people. Full stop. Not a one of them. Butt Breath's too focused on the carrots right now.
Beautiful.
They come in that are here that didn't see our previous chats.
I'm just a friend of some of the family. Rose's husband, her sister, and a couple friends that grew up with the girls.
So, did you know Candace really well?
No, I do not know Candace.
You don't
I mean,
know
do you-
Candace.
Go ahead.
I do know her background and her.
She knows her background. I'm going to talk about people. I'm not going to give them out by name. Brooks is going to talk about people that I grew up with. And if I know one sibling, I know all their asses. May not have hung out with them very much, but Brooks knows who they are. How can you be a family friend and not know who one of the main suspects is? How again are you going to miss Candace? Bobby James said she's friends with people who grew up with the girls, not that she grew up with the Wells. Do you want to listen to it again? That's not what she said. The Wells are way before Candace married Don. Let's listen to it again. This is what she said.
Wow, you sound good.
Okay.
So explain who you are again, because there are some new people probably coming that are here that didn't see our previous chats.
I'm just a friend of some of the family. Rose's husband, her sister, and a couple friends that grew up with the girls.
So, did you know Candace really well?
No, I do not know Candace.
I mean,
Go ahead. I do know her background and her mom's.
You know her mum, but you don't know her.
You know who?
How do you know her mum and not know her? They both have the same name.
Bly, yes.
Candace.
If you're friends of family friends and you know the sisters, then how do you not know Candace? You just know the background. Okay.
You know her mum.
Know
You
a
don't
lot,
know her.
but you knew a lot. You know a lot about the mom, and she advocates diligently for Grandis.
And Don.
So she says you can only call her Candy.
Yeah. I won't be taking advice from what Lisa K. Ruitz tells me I should be calling people. I don't want her to know what I call her.
Absolutely ridiculous.
Her mom left their dad when the girls were younger and ran off with their girlfriends. So their dad, Jim, raised the girls.
Some insight on that. This morning, I spoke to Investigative Sergeant Mike Stoffel of the Polk County Sheriff's Office in Wisconsin, and he told me that they do not believe that the two cases are connected. Sergeant Stoffel also stated that Rose's case is still an open investigation, and he said that things are definitely happening over there in Wisconsin on the case. I told him about the live I was going to do tonight, and I asked him if it was okay. I actually asked for permission, and he said it was fine. And other than that, he would not comment further. Now, I want to make it clear that when we talk tonight about things that none of us have seen in official documents from the Polk County Sheriff's Office, we have to remember that these things must be considered with the word allegedly.
Does not know Candace or Don. He has texted with Candace, but he does not. Has never met her. Chris is not going to come up. Chris will never come up.
I know, everybody wants Chris to come up. Everybody wants to hear his voice, or they want me to hear his voice or something, but I don't think he's going to do that.
Was it not discovered that somebody was using a fake profile for Christopher Larson?
Yeah.
And the timing was way off to where somebody was switching out of one profile to the other?
Yeah, and both Lisa and Chris appeared in every single chat at exactly the same time, every time.
Pat Kay said, Brooks, do the police give you permission to do lives? It's a free country. I do know that Lisa K. Ruitt said that the case with Rose Bly is solved.
Yeah. And only she knows what the outcome of it is, but she can't tell anyone because then she'd have to kill them. Only Lisa K. Ruitt knows what happened to Rose Bly. Everybody else is going to be kept in the dark. And how does she know? Because that FBI agent told her.
Including the arresting authorities.
Mm-hmm.
Why would they not want to arrest the person that harmed Rose Bly? I will never understand. If you did not know about Rose Bly's case before, then how are you friends with all these people?
Butt Breath would like to point out as well that if the FBI were going to tell anybody about what happened to Rose Bly, Butt Breath believes the last person on earth that they would tell is the whistleblower from the quilting community with the 70s haircut herself. Just Butt Breath's opinion.
Damn it, Butt Breath. Quit it.
Chris, Jeannie, and Candy will never come up on panel. Chris will go into chat. Jeannie will occasionally comment in the comments on a YouTube. I've seen her do that. But yeah, and Rose Meyer comments too under a pseudonym, but that's it.
Right.
Okay.
Not going to lie, Brooks has actually asked Lisa K. Ruitt about her quilts before because they are gorgeous. What do you think, Butt Breath? Are you a quilter?
Butt Breath isn't a quilter, but Butt Breath can admire the talents of a quilter. Butt Breath doesn't necessarily think that translates into a true crime research project. But however, Butt Breath will keep Butt Breath's opinion to Butt Breath's self.
True Crime Beat said LKR needs to call agents Scully and Mulder. Angel P said, Angel says that I shaved my legs for this. Oh, that's shaving aloud because I guarantee LKR has not shaved anything downstairs in a long time.
In Brooks' opinion.
We respect that, yeah. I do. I've done a lot of research into that. There's a lot of information that is not publicly known.
For me to make it clear that Rose's ex-husband, Chris Larson, is the person who reported his 21-year-old wife, Rose, missing 24 hours after she failed to return home. Chris also took at least one polygraph, and law enforcement has stated that it showed that he was being truthful. Also contacted somebody who is on the Facebook for Rose's, I think it was put out by the sheriff's office in Polk County. And she says she was Rose's best friend in high school. And I asked her to tell me about Rose. And this is what she said. She said, Rose was quiet and kind to everyone. She said that she remembers the first day she met her. They were juniors in school. And I'll now jump into her voice here. She said, I was new and I knew absolutely no one. We were in an after-school ITV class together, and I needed to find a ride home, but I hadn't a clue who to ask, and I was afraid because I lived so far out in the country. She lived in that place called the Barrens, and apparently Rose heard her talking to her mother, and she said, what's the problem? And this girl said, I told her, oh, I need to find a ride home, but I kind of live far out of town. And then Rose asked her, well, where do you live? And she said, well, you've probably never heard of it, but I live off of Olchen Road. I don't know if I said that right. Olchen Road. And the look that Rose gave her was like, she was in shock. And she said, I live right up the road from you. I will give you a ride. And from that day on, this girl said she and I believed it was fate. It was God who led her to me and me to her. And we became best friends.
As me, what are you going to do for her? I mean, do you realize that this woman could possibly be stalked? Do you realize that you can cause this woman, if she's got children, for her children to be hurt? Do you realize what you're doing when you go out here and you do what you're doing? You don't.
Oh, we recognize that voice.
Right?
Oh, go ahead and tell me, butt breath / Yanny / cat. Go ahead. Brooks wants to know.
Absolutely. We all want to know, right? We all want to know what that butt breath over there is saying about me, don't we? Absolutely. Oh, I forgot the lighter.
And I will say, Brooks will say this. Thank goodness PG called out the BS. Go ahead, butt breath.
Absolutely best show I ever seen in my whole life was the show when PG kicked that Lisa K. Willis off a panel. It was funny as all hell, right?
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 Let us go back to snitches. Why would anyone go and tell Prayer Garden that we had a live show and switch it to private so we could talk bad about her? We can do that publicly if we want.
Hell, I'd say it to her face. I ain't scared. This butt breath got no fear, bloody PG. PG, right? I'll say it to your face. Turn your camera on, PG. I'll tell you right now. Absolutely.
And if Prayer Garden wants to come on next topic with CLL, come on. Because nobody was screwing with you.
Nobody was screwing with your butt breath.
Butt
I'm
breath.
not Yanny.
Butt
I'm gonna walk, talk, and stalk like you. Absolutely. Right?
Butt breath. Were you so upset when you heard what was said about you?
I was devastated, Brooks. Brooke, I can't even say it. How the fuck does PG talk about herself in third person all the fucking time? Huh? Right?
How do you do it, butt breath?
Amen. Go fuck yourself. Amen. Right?
I don't know how I don't know how butt breath copes with being called butt breath and it blowing back in my face and boom in your face and all the other stuff. Butt breath is mortally wounded.
Shall we start a GoFundMe for you to have therapy to get over what Prayer Garden said about you?
Butt breath thinks that's a great idea, except for the fact that would just get blasted all over.
Kat says we should have a fundraiser because PG could have butt breath. They'll take it all seriously. Sucker and succotash.
Brooks has to put that up.
Brooks needs to make that her ringtone. Absolutely. Right?
It will be when butt breath calls. Hold on. Suffering succotash. I can't.
Succotash. Absolutely. Right? just me telling me all the things I could say in PG voice. You can't say them yourself, butt breath.
Got a secret. Got a secret. Can you keep it? Said I spit my cookie out. Woo, girlfriend.
At least you got teeth to eat the cookie with.
Out of town, and then Rose asked her, well, where do you live? And she said, well, you've probably never heard of it, but I live off of Olchen Road. I don't know if I said that right. Olchen Road. And the look that Rose gave her was like, oh, she was in shock. And she said, I live right up the road from you. I will give you a ride. And from that day on, this girl said she and I believed it was fate. It was God who led her to me and me to her. And we became best friends.
As me, what are you going to do for her? Do you realize that this woman could possibly be stalked? Do you realize that you can cause this woman, if she's got children, for her children to be hurt? Do you realize what you're doing when you go out here and you do what you're doing? You don't know who I am, because I am not that Kathy, whatever the fucking hell you said I was. No, I'm not, hon. I never said you were Kathy. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know. Are you talking about that Catherine Morrison? I said you were. You're not her. I don't know what you're talking about. Absolutely not. And I'm not Kathy Moores, or whatever else you said as well. I never said you were. Never. Well, that's what I heard. I have never said that. I have never doxed you, ever. Wisconsin Mama, would you like to come up and straighten this out? Because Wisconsin Mama said that yes, you did. Say that my name was Kathy Moores and lived in Kentucky. No, I didn't. I said you're Kathy Moores. Everybody says you're Catherine. Not Moores. Not Moores.
Well, if you know everything, big talk, put it out there. You have all the receipts.
Does the research.
You do the research. I'm talking again, and I'm lisping. If you have all the receipts, show them, big stuff. When you get called out, you don't have a damn thing. You say you're too sick to do a show.
And I'm not Kathy Moores, or whatever else you said as well. I never said you were. Never. Well, that's what I heard. I have never said that. I have never doxed you, ever. Wisconsin Mama, would you like to come up and straighten this out? Because Wisconsin Mama said that yes, you did. Say that my name was Kathy Moores and lived in Kentucky. No, I didn't.
No, I didn't.
I said you weren't Kathy Moores. Everybody says you're Catherine Morrison. Not Morse or Morrison or anything in that ram. You supposedly said my name is Kathy Moore or something. No, I did not. I never did. I don't know why you're lying about me, but I never said that. I'm not lying about you, hon. That's the name that you sent to Wisconsin Mama. Oh, it's Marsh. Oh, I know Kathy Marsh. She's a friend of mine. She lives in Kingsburg.
Oh, there we go.
Why are you saying
Doxing.
on her? I never
Doxing.
did. I know Kathy Marsh.
Doxing.
Then why you send that to Wisconsin Mama?
I don't dox anyone, but on a show with 1,000+ people or whatever was in there, I'm just throwing out numbers. You give out a name saying, "Oh, she's my friend." Well, then why would
My
you?
friend, she lives in Kingsport.
But that's not what you said.
That'll be doxing.
I don't dox anyone, but yet you're in Michelle After Dark's group telling people behind the scenes and in the group publicly that you know how many sex offenders live around them.
Right.
Done background checks on their addresses.
Absolutely. Absolutely. She does that. She did that. I was in that group at the time when she said that she'd done background checks on everyone in Michelle After Dark's group, and she knew exactly how many sex offenders lived around all of them. But she doesn't dox people.
Raise your hand if you've ever had 2 seconds of your life to give away. Do a background check on anyone and find out their government name, their address, Google image their house, and find out who all lives around them. Raise your hand.
That'll be a big fat lot of tumbleweed and crickets.
I'm telling you right now, butt breath wouldn't happen here. I wouldn't spend the money.
I wouldn't have the effort or energy. Like, maybe one person who I was a little bit sus about in Discord recently, but it was really easy to find out with their name, like that they were a tier 3 SO. So yeah, maybe one time. I'm not going to put their legal name out online.
No. There's numbers you can call if you come across something, and you can also speak to people one-on-one, then have a heyday in a Facebook group or start a channel and say, this is the reason I'm here, but decide to get your shits and giggles out of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So said, gotta do your research. Now, what about a Facebook group is bothering you, Suds, that you have to look up people's addresses? What about Twitter? What about any of these things that you honestly believe the boogeyman is going to creep through your phone or your laptop to come after you?
Brooks Butt Breath was the one that educated Sudsy recently that some people have OnlyFans pages. Sudsy wasn't aware what OnlyFans was.
What to do?
Other ways to do your research.
Yeah. I understand if you think a neighbor's being a little weird and you want to, do some research on them. That's one thing, and you want to find out who's living around you, but you're talking about Facebook in a group. That's crazy.
Not Morse or Morrison or anything in that realm. You supposedly said my name is Kathy Moore or something.
No, I did not. I never did. I don't know why you're lying about me, but I never said that.
I'm not lying about you, hon. That's the name that you sent to Wisconsin Mama.
Oh, it's
Marsh.
Oh, I know Kathy Marsh. She's a friend of mine. She lives in Kingsburg.
Why you say that I'm her?
I never did. I know Kathy Marsh.
Then why you send that to Wisconsin Mama?
I think because people were accusing Kathy Marsh of being the Kathy that...
I'm going to blame this one on Sav Girl. She's the one that got this ball rolling. Hey, Sav Girl, did Lisa make you that quilt? Sav.
Oh, man. Girl sounds more like PG than I do.
Man, you've got to be kidding me. So let's go back to some lonely ass people that take 18 seconds of their life to go back and report to people that don't pay their bills, not their family, not their friends, because they can't possibly be, because they don't know who they are. I'll let you go, Butt Breath.
Butt Breath's ready for it. Butt Breath's got all day. Butt Breath wants to know how people care that much about random people. I mean, fair play. I care about Brooks and I care about a lot of people in the chat right now and in Discord and stuff. But to be fair, these people are so interconnected and so closely joined at the hip that they can't bear that someone else made a joke at their expense. They have to run straight back there like, no, Brooke said this about you, and Brooke said this about you, and oh, it's just so territorial and pathetic. I'm sorry.
If Brooks was that worried about what goes on in members' chats, Brooks would pay the money to go in and look herself and then confront it and be done with it and go about Brooks's life. Butt Breath, do you see a trend of people that don't have a damn life?
Butt Breath can confirm there are very few people left in this YouTube streets that actually have a life.
Mm-hmm. And I hate to tell the people that think it's so cute to go and think they're doing God's work. Let me tell you what happens. You will piss these people off someday, because if they're that quick to have a knee-jerk reaction and go live 4 or 5 nights of the week or do a community post, they will turn on you in a heartbeat. And it's happened before. They will message me out of the blue and say, that's who did it. And guess what Brooks will do? She won't give a shit.
we just point the finger right back.
Brooks won't give a shit.
You know, Brooks probably get a little bit of a kick out of the same way Butt Breath would of, well, I told you so. Told you so.
Mm-hmm. Like Bob, he has to put his 2 cents in everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Everywhere. This is public. I did not take this video. Brooks did not take this video of his daughters. This is how obsessed Bob is with his feud with Prayer Garden.
Mm-hmm.
Sad AF.
It's Bob Green. Hello, everyone, and Prayer Garden of America. PG, I would like to introduce you to my daughters here. Now, this right here is my oldest daughter, Alicia, and Alicia is on the autism spectrum, and her diagnosis is PDD-NOS, Persuasive Developmental Disorder, not otherwise specified. And she makes some pretty unusual animated faces when she gets her pictures taken. Say hi to PG.
Hi, PG.
And this right.
In any other circumstance, Bob reminds Butt Breath of Pee Wee Herman, like, be my friend, be my friend.
Be my friend, be my friend.
But,
we'll talk to
this is wrong on so many levels. Like, this is all kinds of messed up. He's this determined to be noticed, relevant, that he's exploiting his own kids for clout now. Like, the girl's on the autism spectrum. Leave her the hell out of it. What has his kids got to do with what goes on between him and PG? No, it's not cute. Mermaid said it's not cute. It's damn right not cute. This is embarrassing. It's like proper embarrassing. You should be ashamed of yourself, Bob. And yes, I will say it to your face. I'm not saying anything behind your back. Get your kids off the internet. You don't bring children into adult spaces.
Bob talks about children that fall into water and dogs that get hit by cars. He does. And says it's the parents' responsibility to be watching them 24/7. Yet Bob puts his children on there to get back at someone he doesn't know.
Uh-huh.
If you've got an issue of what she has said about your daughters, who at this point she didn't know anything about, then why parade them? That is sad. And then talk about personal information.
Mm-hmm.
Why would anyone do that? I have shared pictures of my children, their military pictures, wedding photos, things like that. But I'm not going to come on and say, hey, my son has a cold and, having problems at work. And I think it's all PG's fault.
And this is my son to prove that he's sick. Tell PG how ill you are because of what's happening between me and PG. It's just embarrassing. It's exploitation. It's like the lowest of the low, in my opinion, in Butt Breath's opinion. It's the lowest of the low. What did your girls ever do to deserve this level of ignorance and stupidity in your life? Be a man. Go sort out your adult issues with the other adult you have a problem with. Do not drag your kids into it, and especially not publicly announce what conditions your children have like it's anyone else's business. Like, seriously, leave the kids out of it.
True that. Lisa A said, I'll give PG credit for this. She spoke kind to Bob's daughters after he put this out. I don't watch PG every night. I catch it here and there. I've never heard any public shaming of his daughters from her.
Well, and also, I mean, what does she want a medal? Like, what, if you can't be nice about children online, then you shouldn't be online. you know, whether you're friends with the parent or not, you can be worst enemies of the parent. It doesn't mean that you have to drag the kids into anything.
True.
Ridiculous.
Why would you even do it?
Mm-hmm.
You can see they don't want to be filmed.
Yeah. They're probably like, why the hell are you doing this again? Because you're having a row with a toothless cretin on YouTube. What's that got to do with us?
Dolores said, well, now we know why Bob and LKR are buddies.
Mm-hmm.
LKR is always taking up the banner for Bob and Bob for her as a friend. If you're true friends, but breath, because I know we have spoken for many, many years. Don't you hold your friend accountable and say, take that down right now.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Especially when she's, I don't dox people. I don't ever dox anybody. So call your friend and tell him, look, it's not okay to have a video of your kids to address PG online. Address PG yourself all you want. But don't put your kids, like, seriously, do the right thing for once in your life. Like,
if you want to take his polls of if you drink milk or not, and if you've ever quilted before, have fun with the polls. Have a great time. But this is unacceptable. You want to jump on my ass and say, oh, she does that behind paywalls and in private groups. She's done it to me. She's lied for drama. And he will. He will go live. He has taken down so many videos when he gets called out. Let's see what happens.
That's the point, though, isn't it? He can give it out, but he cannot take it. I remember when he was going on and on and on and on and on about what did your face look like? Why did you never show your face in a video?
Mm-hmm.
And then you did a live stream where you showed the faces of all the victims that we covered. And you're like, here's a face for you. Here's a face for you. Here's a face for you. And he took his live stream straight down. Mm-hmm. Because he can give it out, but he can't take it. When it's put back in his face, he has to stand there and go, oh, crap, I was in the wrong. Better just dirty delete that and carry on, right?
Well, he was fine in the Facebook group. He got mad one day because I tagged Hunter and his sister, because I don't know who's in there or not.
Uh-huh. Telling
them about how Walmart will pay for Allie's funeral as opposed to raising money. And he says to me, are they in here? Well, do your own research, LKR. Mm-hmm. Use sock accounts all the time or screenshot it to them.
Yep.
If you think I would ever put my children in front of the Florida National Guard or wherever they're at and have them give a testimony to Prayer Garden or anyone, you're out of your mind, and keep it on your channel.
Pretty unusual animated faces when she gets her pictures taken. Say hi to PG.
Hi, PG.
And this right here is my youngest daughter, Jewel, here. And Jewel is a little bit familiar with PG. Say hello, PG. She's shy. But anyways, allegedly, apparently, PG has been going on my Facebook, and she's been looking at pictures of me and you girls, and me and some of my former girlfriends. And she seems to...
Woo! Former girlfriends. Woo!
But Breath thinks that Bob might be imagining the former girlfriends.
Are you kidding me? Former girlfriends. Who could it be? I couldn't imagine. Let's see who it could be. My goodness, let's see. Is it Coco Bliss that has the bad bitch flow?
Please step out the vehicle.
What bitch got all that ass for? That bitch got to get a ticket.
Act like you seen a bad bitch. Around and touch your toes. Here we go. We're doing this 10 to 4. Gotta get that bag. You can run me more. Friends or foes. Rather holler for the daddy. rockin' candy. Got a loud pack, only when I hit the draw. Ass up, face not, bad bitch flow. Ain't wasting no time, run 'em like a rodeo. No cocaine, got 'em feeling like dope. The way I drive the boat, I'm a go with the flow. Damn, I make a hitter go crazy. Pussy dripping wet, make 'em wanna have my baby. Take a man, quick as BM, wanna fade me. If you wanna, he gotta pay me. Big bank, take lil bank. Talk a whole lot of shit, cause my shit don't stink. Buy a bitch a drink, you know you wanna bang. Hit it from the side like a motherfucking shank. Act like you seen a bad bitch before.
That's what Bob knew. Her shit don't stink. Girlfriends, plural. So Prayer Garden was looking into his children and his girlfriends. And we're going to track those down because this is a serious channel.
It's really serious. Like, Butt Breath needs to know, like, who is Bob G imagining his girlfriend is this week. Du-du-du-du-du.
You got it right. What to do? Looking into my kids and my girlfriends. We'll get back to that.
Okay. We got shit to do.
We got shit to do. This is shit around here.
Be intrigued with Leah for some reason. But anyways, and allegedly someone has told me that allegedly PG has been saving pictures that I have posted on my Facebook page showing you girls and Leah, and she has been sharing them with other people and spinning stories connected to those pictures, which I don't believe are true stories at all. But anyways, yeah, PG also.
Hold on, Bob. This isn't true? You didn't land this with Coco Bliss?
Let your toes, here we go. Oh, gotta get that bag, you can run me more. Friends or foe, I ain't fucking with you hoes. Brother, how the sugar daddy in the cold. Got a loud pack, only when I hit the draw. Ass up, face down, it's a bad bitch flow. Now bounce, and shake, ride a dick up, down, side to side. Now bounce, and shake, ride a dick up, side to side. Hey, baby. Act like you seen a bad bitch before. Bounce that ass, turn around and touch your toes. Here we go, been doing this 10 to 4. Gotta get that bag, you can run me more. Friends or foe, I ain't fucking with you hoes. Brother, how the sugar daddy rockin' Candace Cold. Got a loud pack, only when I hit the draw. Ass up, face down, it's a bad bitch flow.
I can only imagine the butt breath coming off of that thing.
Drop it like it's hot, Bob. Oh my goodness. All his girlfriends. My goodness. What are you going to do? But you put your daughters on there to get a reaction out of Prayer Garden. Who is obsessed now?
So take some pictures of dead children and missing children, and she photoshopped their heads onto the bodies of dolls and cartoon characters. Kind of creepy, if you ask me. What do you girls think?
Okay, I'd like to touch on a little bit of that. PG, I'd like to inform you that that is not really legal, and that would not really be nice.
Okay, well, there's Alicia's opinion of that. All right, girls, thank you very much.
Well, I'm so happy that we got to see one of Bob's girlfriends, and we know that he has multiple snatch stacked up. Also, that he would exploit his children and make them talk to someone he doesn't even know. Yet he gets very upset when children fall into swimming pools and dogs get hit by cars.
And gets very upset about how PG manipulates photos and videos of missing and dead children, as he said, and photoshops them onto other bodies that you just told your children about on your Facebook page.
On YouTube. for everyone to see. And they're mortified. One girl has got her head down, like, I don't want to talk.
Way to traumatize your kids, Bob.
Mhm.
The fuck?
Well, we have another thing going on until we go back to our snitches conversation, which, by the way, I am not bothered by it 1 second. Again, this is nothing but satire.
Maybe you should change the name to Snitches or Snatches at this point.
Snitches and Snatches. Now, that would be a great title for a YouTube channel. Could you imagine? Andrew Hiltz is raising money to get an inflatable kayak. He wants to go down the St. Lawrence River to do what? I don't know. Now, mind you, this man was sent money, bus tickets, airplane tickets, money for food, you name it, to go down and see his own son, and said he couldn't get there. But now he needs money for an inflatable kayak. Let's see how this is going to work out for Andrew. Thank you for the reminder. Just me. He also wants a slingshot to take with him. Yes. Slim said he's also building bunk beds for his kids. He also has done hair care on his channel where he killed lice on 2 girls' heads. And while their heads were burning, he got some dye from the Dollar Tree and decided to dye their hair on top of it.
He did what?
Yeah, so let's see it.
Okay, so we've had this Intex Challenger K2 kayak and inflatable kayak for about 2 weeks now, 3 weeks. We've had it out about 2 or 3 times. So I can honestly say it is a good inflatable kayak. It is this one is the 2-person one. Someone here and then someone right here. Seems pretty durable so far.
Okay, Andrew can't do this shit for a minute. For one, he doesn't have a pump to blow it up, even though he says he's just going to put his mouth on it. Look, dude, you smoke too much to even use your lungs to inflate something like this.
You can afford a kayak, but you can't afford a pump. What's that about?
I don't know.
No chance or no. I mean, you got to take care of it. Like it's you have to remember at the end of the day, it's inflatable. You can't be too rough with it, but it is pretty durable. Yeah, it's pretty sturdy. Even though she did that, seems to be pretty sturdy and stable on the water. It's wide. It's not too high. One of my main concerns before I got it, other than the durability, was the inflatable seats and how much back support it would have on your lower back. The good thing is with these straps here, you have lots and lots of back support. You inflate this as much as you can and you put the straps on, and the straps buckle in. I can show you here on this one.
Odd that Pandrew had all the money in the world to take a U-Haul from New York to Tennessee and turn right around and go back up. But now he can't, he'll take the money, but he won't use it. Kind of like other people we know when they're going to come to the United States to help families of missing children. He could drive from Gloversville to East Tennessee and turn right back around because he said he didn't have a job or rent. So, but now he's going to get an inflatable kayak.
I think Shep's got the answer.
What did
Who's
Shep?
that?
Hang on. Shep said what? Shep said, I bet Andrew has a pump he uses on his blow-up doll he could use for his kayak. Okay.
Right?
Right.
When they buckle in to the side here, so you have no problem with back support. If you do worry about it, go in the back seat if you've got the 2-person version, you can go in the back seat. That way you can put the back seat all the way up against the back of the, I guess, the inside the canopy. These seats are also adjustable. They've got a Velcro that once you goes down, it goes on a Velcro patch, and you can actually adjust where you want the seats, whether more forward or more backwards. The paddles are standard 84-inch paddles, and they're very easy to put together. They come in 5 pieces. Everything fits in the bag nice and neatly. I was concerned about inflating it. It's got 2 main channels for inflation that have Boston air valves, and I was concerned about the pump that it came with, the 2-way pump that it came with for inflating it. And I thought maybe you need to get an aftermarket electrical pump, which works too, but absolutely no problem inflating this with the pump that's included. It takes from pumping up the seats and pumping up all the required things that require air, takes probably 10 minutes by one person all involved, and that's not sweating it a lot. That's pretty casual. You could probably do it in 5 or 6 minutes if you did it really fast and really exerted yourself. But the ease of use to inflate it is not a problem. It's got a little weight to it when you're carrying it. It probably weighs about 30 or 40 pounds. I can't remember exactly.
40 pounds is about how much Andrew weighs. Teeth and all. Tooth and all.
Messed up, Brooks.
Tooth and all. How can you be your own weight and get into the inflatable kayak? This can't work that way.
Exact weight. I remember I thought it said something like 30 something or 40 something. So it feels like 30 or 40 pounds. It definitely needs an adult to carry it. And that's my quick review, having this about 2-3 times out on the water, of the Intex Challenger K2 2-person kayak.
Interesting. The things that people with no life will do. Butt breath. Let's go back to it.
Butt breath's ready.
Butt breath is ready. And of course, it's all in good fun. No one is upset around here. How upset do you have to be with people you don't know to infiltrate their life? Go ahead, butt breath.
Butt breath says that you probably have to be really deeply invested and ingrained in someone else's business to give a shit about them. I mean, you know.
And I'm going to drop the link again to see if anybody wants to come up to talk with Brooks and butt breath.
Yellow belly and butt breath.
It makes absolutely no sense to Brooks. It makes no sense to Mermaid. Slim wants to know if the girl in the kayak's alive. She's not. I think she's strapped in with the Velcro.
Butt breath thinks that could be a new case for this channel.
That could happen. That could happen. Well, butt breath, what do you think again about what people who have no life that decide that they have to go report to people who are not their friends? They don't know their real name. What do you think?
Butt breath wants a life so uncomplicated that is butt breath's biggest problem. How boring and unfulfilling your life must be, that is your biggest problem, that you have to run and tell someone else that stuff. I mean, butt breath longs for a life that is that easy. They say ignorance is bliss, right? So that means that the majority of people on YouTube must be fucking blissful.
Or we can look at the other side. You tell someone who you believe is your friend or you speak to, and you tell them what's going on. And instead of just going LOL and moving on with their day, they make a shit show out of nothing.
Yeah, butt breath kind of enjoys watching the shit show, so not gonna lie.
Because Brooks gets those messages quite often, and Brooks goes, how weird. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it. Well, sorry for him. And Brooks just moves about her day. Brooks is not going to schedule an hour and a half, 2 hours to address people that talk about Brooks, because Brooks is a tick on a dog's ass in this world.
Butt breath thinks that you're more than a tick. Maybe you're like an amoeba or something.
But it is fun, you have to admit. Butt breath.
Yeah, it kind of is.
Sit back and you look at how ridiculous people are. You have to go, wow, this really took up your time. Pat K needs to go take a nap. Our maid moderator is going to go nap.
You're napping at this time of day for? It's like 3 o'clock in the afternoon where you are. Like, who takes a nap at that time of day? Butt breath doesn't think that's an acceptable excuse to neglect your duty.
Creator talks bad about a certain mother who has a missing son. Sarah will tell others. Yeah, we do actually need to discuss that. Because there has been I wouldn't say a rampage about Brandy Neal. We know that Eve True Crime EP, whatever her channel is, she will not get off of Brandy Neal and Tyler Vaughn. She won't. No matter what evidence has come out. But recently, another creator has decided to pick up that banner, and they're ignoring all the evidence. Butt breath, what do you think about that?
I have considered the evidence.
Oh boy. Butt breath, really?
The carrot's not for nothing. Get out of my chat.
Have you thought that maybe the creators don't understand the evidence?
The fact that you have to ask Butt breath that question, is it rhetorical?
Oh, however you want to answer it. It's your brain. Do you think maybe they don't understand the evidence? Or
they don't understand life. Like, they literally don't consider anybody else other than themselves. Therefore, no, they don't understand the evidence. They don't even understand what their purpose is in life. They're just like,
Who can I shout at today? I think I'm going to shout at this person because I don't like this person, even though I don't know this person, even though I just heard some recorded phone calls that were made like 3 years ago with this person. I'm going to have my opinion.
how can your opinion negate the evidence? 4 suspects, forensic proof that Michael Vaughn was buried in the Wanderer's backyard, and still say that Tyler and Brandy harmed their son. Within 15 minutes, Tyler, who would now be considered Batman, supposedly, after going upstairs to wake up Buggy, because parents know when your child is sleeping for too long, you wake them up because you want to sleep at night. So you wake them up, you change their diaper, you get them something to eat or whatever you do, just to rile them up. And then you realize that you come downstairs and you call for one of your sons, you see your stepson sitting there, and you say, "Where's Monkey?" "Well, he was just in here. Ben said I didn't want to play with him. I told him to go outside." And you go outside and you're yelling, "Monkey, Monkey, Monkey." Monkey doesn't call back. Now, in this time also, he had ordered pizza. So what do most husbands do? They call their wives.
I'm just going to tell you one thing, okay?
Yes.
You have used like way too many words for me to understand any of it. All I know is I heard a phone call. It was recorded soon after I sent a fake check for someone else. and all I heard was a phone call, and I just go on what I hear, okay? I don't need to know all this other stuff. The other stuff is not important. What is important is what I think. And what I think is that this is way too complicated. You support somebody who said that about their child on a phone call. And the fact that you don't understand that really, really concerns me. Now, can you just give me some money and I'll get the hell out of your chat?
So, Butt Breath, how much money do I need to send you before you will quit complicating the issue?
Well, you know, my Summer Wells check bounced. Well, it's fake anyway. And so if I get enough money, I can go back to talking about Summer Wells because I don't really know anything about Monkey's case. I don't really know anything about Brandy. All I know is what I heard, and I think that that entitles me to a lot of Dunkin' Donuts and some stirred coffee. Okay? Okay, that's all I have to say. I'm going to get out of your chat right now because, you know, people are like, probably like, wow, you're only doing this to have me on your show. Like, I'm making you famous right now. Right?
Oh, Butt Breath. I didn't even think about that. Oh, the popularity. I didn't even think about that.
Right? Right? So I come on your channel, everyone's going to come over here and she's just going to be like, oh my God, you've got this chick on your show. I'm definitely staying around to watch this. I don't care. I literally don't care what you say about me. It makes no difference. I will just go and listen to a phone call that was recorded 3 years ago and make up my mind on the entire case, and people will pay to listen to what I think. Okay?
Butt Breath, before you go, do you realize that was a 3-hour phone call between friends who Brandy Neal believed were friends, and they were talking amongst themselves, and she said, I will put her in a cage because I can't, she's all over the place right now, and I'll send her to you. As most mothers, believe it or not, have said, a lot of mothers have said, I'm going to kill these kids. I'm going to put them outside until they calm down.
Yeah, I never really listened to the rest of it because, like, you know, 3 hours is a long time to listen to something. And also because Eve and a few other people from Twitter gave me a video, some audio that they'd already edited, they'd already cut down, so I didn't have to do any of the work. I just listened to, I heard what I heard, and I did a 6-hour live about my opinion of what I heard. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
6 hours. 6 hours on what I heard. I don't know these people. You're talking to me like I know these people. I don't know these people. I don't care about these people.
Okay, Butt Breath. So what would you do differently going forward if you were that person?
Which person?
Hmm.
Oh, if I was this person, what would I do differently going forward? Hell, I'm going to Dunkin' Donuts. I got a coffee that needs stirring right now. See ya.
Wonderful, Butt Breath. I do want to know what these two women, what joy they're getting out of hurting this mother even further than she's already hurt.
Yeah, I wish I knew. Oh, Butt Breath wishes that she knew. There is no rhyme or reason to any of this stuff. Since day one, there's been no rhyme or reason. When it came out on Twitter, there was no rhyme or reason. It just seems that they're bloody minded in the face of evidence, and actually that, you know, none of them care about Monkey or Monkey's family. All they care about is what they heard in a edited 10 minutes of a 3-hour phone call, and they want to make some kind of, I don't know, clout for themselves, or because the facts are that no one's looked into this case. They have not looked into the case. I mean, Eve was blaming the babysitter from day one. Then she was blaming Tyler. But she's never once, since
Stacey and Sarah and Brandon and Adrian were named as the suspects, come out and actually blamed any of them. Never once. And since she has some kind of, I want to say, voice changer channel thing, whatever that electronic thing is that sends her psychic messages from the Cosmiverse, she thinks that that gives her some kind of right to put this stuff out to other people, and that they'll just swallow it hook, line and sinker, because they don't look into it themselves, because they don't care enough to. So they're going to have their opinion, I guess. Spirit box.
But, I mean, if Eve has a gift, then why on earth does she keep blaming people that aren't suspects?
Well, you and I well know that she doesn't have a gift. She has a $6 Spirit Box app that you can download and install with any voice that you want on it, AI recorded, to say whatever the damn well you think it should say. I mean, exactly. It's just basically to hurt a family, and then to turn it around and say, well, you can't say anything because you've said this and that about Don and Candace. It's like apples and oranges. Apples and oranges, but they don't get that. That's why I said earlier, ignorance is bliss, Brooks, and they'd far rather be blissful than educated. They'd far rather be blissful than have to actually do any kind of research, in-depth understanding, anything else. They don't have the capacity for it because they have the minds of ungraduated kindergarteners.
Brooks would like to bring up all the people with gifts who have blamed Tyler up until they were digging up the backyard. I would trust Ziggy and Fred's tarot cards over what Eve is saying.
Any day of the week. Any day of the week. Yeah, the thing is, they're flogging a dead horse in a lot of respects, and they don't know when to stop flogging it, right? The horse is already dead. We already know that Tyler and Brandy weren't involved. But instead of saying, okay, they weren't involved, who was? Oh, look, there's 4 suspects named here. They just carrying on beating that dead horse, hoping that, I don't know, one day they're going to hurt the horse, or one day the horse is going to get back up, and I don't know. There's no point to it. It's like, well, I don't even know.
What are they going to do when they publicly are defaming and damaging a family for no reason, with police that have spoke out about who the suspects are? What are they going to do when the family has had enough and decides to divide their time between what they're saying and what the investigators are saying and go hog wild suing people?
Yeah, that's what they should be worried about. Because ultimately, that's what they should actually be concerned about, is if Tyler and Brandy get some headspace and some ability and actually want to, they could sue the asses off these people. Absolutely, they could. You know, it's only, I've said before, it's only because of where they're at and what they're going through that suing YouTubers isn't top of their list right now, but that day will come.
Well, of course it's not. I mean, with Critical K, when Ray Andrecchio went after her, she went after YouTube first. YouTube shut down Critical K.
Yep.
And from there, it opened up a civil suit.
Yep. And they should look at these things as a case in point, because it just goes to prove that actually they can sue the arse off of you if they wish to, and if they're in the right frame of mind and everything else to do so. You know, that wasn't a small lawsuit. I think there was another YouTuber as well that I don't know, I want to say who it was, but I don't actually know for definite it was them, but that got sued, like properly sued by somebody that they had publicly come out and condemned in everybody's eyes. They sued them. And really, so they should. I got all day for that. But if that's not where they're at right now, it's fair enough.
Excuse me, Armchair Detective had all his channels taken down because he wouldn't stop with not the Watts family, but with Shanann Watts' family. and they raise enough money.
Yeah.
And he's a hurting unit right now because that was a big source of income for him.
Right. Exactly. And that's the thing, knowing when you're wrong, to turn around and say, okay, do you know what? I considered this theory and actually I've said a lot about it, but realistically, I think I'm wrong. The evidence suggests otherwise. Right. There's that. And then there's, I'm just going to keep banging this drum and banging this drum and banging this drum. And then you get sued. You know, realistically, is it not easier to just admit you are wrong and stop talking about it when you've been asked to stop talking about it as well? You know, they've asked you several times to stop talking about them and to stop saying stuff about them and focus on Monkey. And yet again and again and again, those bloody phone calls come out. And, you know, and then you get people that go in the chats and they're like, oh, I always thought that they were innocent. Well, they are, dumbass. You know, and as well, and I've said this to Brandy several times, there's so many people that will accuse the parents that when it comes out that the parents were innocent, they never once apologise. They never once turn around and say, oh my God, I'm so sorry, I was wrong. No, they'll just keep going. You know, there's still people that think that Letitia Stouch is innocent, for fuck's sake. There's still people that support her.
I cannot believe that. I honestly cannot believe that. And congratulations, new moderators. As you know, on this channel, you know the boot camp you're going to have to go through. Walking Dead is a moderator now. Real Rock and Robin, Joy, and you will answer to Kat.
I'm not a mod.
Because Kat is actually above Pat, but Pat doesn't know because Pat doesn't care.
Pat doesn't care.
Pat's not here.
Stand in line, soldiers.
Well, I just can't believe that. I mean, if the police said in October of 2021 that this is an abduction, then they have a press conference in November of 2021, and they said every day that goes past, every minute, it is a true abduction.
Yep.
And they kept going and kept going and kept going. And you want to keep still saying that Brandy and Tyler did something to their son, who they have been actively advocating for all the way up to the governor's office.
Mm-hmm.
What are you doing? You want to hear an edited phone call where Brandy says, I'm going to beat your ass if you don't get out of there because you have a child getting into something dangerous?
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
This perfect mother who decided to have her opinion about it was the same perfect mother that while she was describing how much trouble she got into for throwing a coffee at a Dunkin' Donuts worker, said that she'd left her pan on the stove and it was the wrong burner that was on and she nearly burnt her house down and her child was in the house. So have your opinion all you like, but you can't sit there as a hypocrite, right? Like, you just told us, we've just heard you say that you almost burnt your house down because you're baked. And then you're trying to criticize someone else for saying something on a phone call 3 years ago. You know, it's just pure drama. It's drama, drama, drama.
Who in chat has made mistakes as a parent? If you're not a parent, don't answer. You can be a dog parent. You can be a cat parent. Who has made a mistake? Who has taken a nap? Who has been asleep and they found out that their teenager snuck out of the house? Wendy sure has. Walking Dead, me a million times. Bonafide, me, plenty, all the time. Lisa, 100%.
Yep. Like Joy said, we're human, we're going to screw up. And do you know what? That's what it takes sometimes to admit that you screwed up. And as far as I've ever heard, Brandy has gone over that phone call 1,000,000 times with different people. And every single time she has said exactly why she said it. We know what state she was in. We know what position she was in. She knows she said the wrong thing in the heat of the moment. She admitted she screwed up. So why is it still a thing? She said it herself. No one put those words in her mouth. She said, you know, with everything that she was going through, everything that she'd been through, in the heat of the moment to get her child out of a dangerous situation, she said the wrong thing to her child at that time. Exactly. She's taking responsibility. So why is it still a thing? Because you admit you're human and then people are still going to vilify you 3 years later?
I think about what Court Case said. I hope no one ever judges me during the worst time of my life, and I've never had the worst time of my life. Can we judge Candace Wells? Yeah. Was she void of emotion? I would say so during her WJHL interview, but she's a suspect. I don't care what other creators say. She is.
Right. Well, she's not been ruled out.
And give them a tip, and they're going to be interested. If I give them a tip about Joy Jones or Connie or True Crime Beat, they won't care.
Well, that's the other thing, isn't it? Like, you can't forget that Brandy's been and her family have been through every single investigation possible, including CPS investigations, police investigations, every kind of investigation possible. And nothing's been found to vilify them for. So why are we doing it? It's not like Don and Candace. This is apples and oranges. Like Don and Candace, there's a lot of things they've been investigated for across the years and a lot of trouble that they've been in. And even since Summer went missing, Don's been in jail for a DUI. You know, these are not salt of the earth, you know, people, really. They've got a lot of questions to answer. So Candace has already lost 6 kids.
And honestly, I don't care about their drugs and DUIs. I could care less. What I care about is the fact that between them, they can't keep a child.
Right.
They can't keep a child. Hell, they can't keep a dog.
Can't keep a houseplant. In fact, my pet rock would struggle to be around them, I'm telling you. And if people don't see that stark difference between the characters and natures of these two sets of parents, then that's on them. I'm sorry, but that is on them. That's their own ignorance as far as I'm concerned.
Well, and it's very sad because it's like, does it make you feel better to continually hurt this family? Yeah, I don't understand it.
Yeah, I don't either, because I just think that, you know, people are sometimes, well, the same way people go run into other creators when they hear or read something and they're invested in, you know, making sure that that creator finds out exactly what was said about them. The same way people are invested in what they hear on a channel. Oh, you know, this must be true because it was 10 seconds of a 3-hour phone call. So I'm going to sit here and have opinion on it. And people are like, oh, well, I thought that they were innocent and I'd never heard this before, and that completely changes my mind. Really? Does it? Does it really? Or can you just not look at things objectively? Can you not like see the bigger picture? Because if you can't see the bigger picture, then you don't really have any kind of right to say anything. You know, it's not just the 10 seconds of a case that's been going on for 3 years that's going to sway it for you, surely. And if it is that, then you need help. What can I say?
Butt breath, we have breaking news. Breaking news, Lisa K. Ruetz. Lisa K has something to say. So Brooks is once again going after me. LOL with her buddy Kat. I don't know who Kat is. I could totally blow both of them out of the water, but neither of them is worth it. 3 years later and still spreading lies about me. Weirdly obsessed. I got to get a hold of this Kat person. Willie Cree said it's going around. Wow. Is it really true crime or more gossip and drama? You should practice what you preach. If you and Brooks have problems, if you and Brooks have a problem, then you should deal with each other, not bring creators like Smiley and PG into it. You said you hate to be brought into things for no reason. I can agree with that. But then again, you bring Prayer Garden into it for no reason. Oh, she replied to this one. I'm going to block her and her phone calls asking for content. Who is her? Is that nasty person Brooke?
How many times can I just ask how many times you've called her for content in the last, like, I've known you for maybe 3 years, so in the last 3 years, how many times have you called her asking for content?
No. What is going on here? My goodness.
That's what I hear when she speaks.
Woo! You told YouTube, and we're sitting here just laughing, going, "You got to be kidding me!"
Oh, this isn't a private live, is it? You know, can't say you do anything in private nowadays. You know, everything's right here. We're right here. Yeah, go on, drop a link for Lisa K. Ruiz.
Oh yeah, this will be funny. Since she's watching right now, and obviously she is because she went straight to her community tab.
Yeah.
Come on up, Lisa.
So I'll even be nice. I'll just not say anything, and then you can't accuse me of being either a liar or any of the other things that you've ever accused me of. I'll just say nothing, but I'll hear you out.
Like Motel 6, the light's always on. Come on. You want to be the next contestant or keep talking to your community tab?
Yeah, she has to talk to her community tab because no one else really listens. So, I mean, Bob will be in there in a minute. You can guarantee it.
I could totally blow both of them out of the water, but neither of them is worth it.
Blow me out of the water? With what?
Yeah.
With what? Like, with what? Like, seriously, come on. Come and blow me out of the water. I'm desperate for
When
you
you
to
called
do
me
so.
in July of 2021 and said, I don't know who Lisa K. Ruiz is, but she's saying that she was, giving you verbatim what Grandis was saying to her, and you were talking about the orange pop and everything, and I was like, yeah, I wouldn't pay attention to that.
Yeah. Well, actually, my first encounter with her, if I'm going to be honest, was when I came into Discord and was like, oh my God, the son of Don Wells is a pedo. And she said, don't you dare say that about him. Don't you dare say that about him. He's not an RSO. He got into trouble for basically a Romeo and Juliet thing. And he's definitely not an RSO. And I'm like, okay, this person evidently knows a lot about Don Wells' son, so I'm just going to shut up. Because at the time, I didn't know any of you guys, right? So I'm like, oh, okay, I apologize. It goes on that he is actually an RSO. And he is what I said he was in the first place. And she was all being all like, don't you dare say that about him. I know the family. I know that they're not this. I know. She don't know them for shit. She does not know anything about them. Come on. But so I'm a liar. That's when she started to think I was a liar.
Well, she's going to blow us out of the water. So let's see what happens, because she's only here for certain things. And this, second channel is just to blow off steams.
I didn't see our names in the hashtag on that original post of why she's here. When she said about PG not being top of PG's menu or whatever, I didn't see our names up there. Did you? That would kind of suggest that we're not why she's here.
No, very odd. Very hard. Chloe, she said to Kiki, she said, Chloe is laughing. So I probably need to put my glasses back on. Well, what to do? She knows how to get a hold of me.
Oh,
And
she obviously knows how to get hold of you because you keep texting her and asking her for content, man. She's gonna have to block you now. What about that?
oh, I forgot about that. I'm going to block her and her phone calls asking for content.
Yeah, like
Oh,
that's low, man. Like, you
what
get your
on
own content.
earth? What will I do?
Get your own content. Don't be
What
texting
will I
Lisa asking her
do?
for content.
I gave her my phone number. And after talking to her, like it'd been like a year, she remembered that I was trying for a job promotion. And she goes, "Did you get that job?" And I'm like, "What job?" It was like a year before. And she keeps notes on everybody.
Yeah, I mean, you should be wary of her, really, because she is a whistleblower for the quilting community. I mean, that makes her dangerous, in my opinion. It's someone that's going to think more about the job interview that you had a year previously than you did, then she got issues.
Because if someone tells me they're going to try for a job promotion, I'm like, let me know how it goes. And I'm done with it.
Mm-hmm.
Kiki said, cough, cough, content. Woo! Well, like I said to Prayer Garden and others, strike me.
Mm-hmm.
Chloe. Well, did you go to high school with her, Brooke? I may have. You never know. In her, she could know my whole family. She's probably dug up the whole family tree. She probably knows my new address.
Hell, she's probably digging up your whole family. I'm not being funny, but she's that kind of weird.
Who would even have the time? If someone told me right now that someone's having a live about me, I probably wouldn't have two shits to give because it takes me a while to build one up. But that's just how it is when you're 48.
You're just contently constipated.
Yeah, what to do? I would need some prune juice. And when I'm done with my DIY channels and things I can't make that I want, then I'd be like, oh, wow, you got to be kidding me. Even when the Cure was doing all his crazy stuff after me, I was like, oh, that's actually pretty comical. We might do it this week because it was pretty damn funny.
Oh, you never know. It might be useful to have a friend like her if you needed some content. She could find out how many paedophiles live in your new neighborhood, or you could just look them up if you were that worried about it. You know.
I'm not really worried about any peds coming into the house and getting after OJ, but that's just me. And when my sons come over for Easter, I think they can fight themselves off. But I would worry about other neighborhoods. And no way would I ever, because, on Facebook, a lot of people use their real names.
Guilty.
No way. I use my real name on my personal account. No way would I take the time to look up their neighborhood. But that's what she said. Let's take a second and tell Mr. JTB happy birthday.
Yay.
Happy birthday, Jeffrey. We all love you. And I love you all too. Thank you for being part of our second channel. Sorry that Lisa K has something to say, is upset, and she's going to blow Kat and I out of the water. I'm upset that we aren't worth her time. Well, that sucks for me.
I mean, have at it. You've probably got enough time. There's really little to blow out of the water about me, but okay. I once asked a question if a guy that lived in Pennsylvania could be Tim Mullen. I mean, woo, sue me.
Oh my gosh, the receipts. I'm waiting on the receipt show.
Oh, the receipts will be awesome, especially all those text messages you keep sending her asking for content.
Sorry, that's my alarm to take my thyroid medicine. I'm
Oh,
that.
that's okay. I wouldn't want to interrupt your thyroid medicine, but the receipts show where she shows all of those text messages that you keep on sending her, asking her for content. I
Mhm.
really need to see those receipts, like quick
Me
time.
too. I'm going to block her and her phone calls asking for content. That's what I. Woo!
Them fighting words.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, boy, Hatfields and McCoys, go ahead and get it. All right, on our way out, don't forget, if you would like to have a Tragedy Pimp shirt from OJ, he works hard on these. Here we go. How do you say it? Butt breath?
Tragedy Pimp?
No, here we go.
Oh, here we go.
I gotta switch to this. Hang on. My goodness. I thought I had everything ready. And obviously, the email is my other address, other channel. And let's see everyone out. Por favor.